1978 Dodge B100, and it has the 360 engine and the 727 transmission. Hello, my name's Wes, and this is the story of a van called Lucky. When I first picked this up, I found it in a Craigslist ad for $1,300, and all the glass was shot out of it by neighborhood kids because it had sat about 18 years. A couple of kids took little pick hammers and pick hammered out the headlights, pick hammered little dents around it all over the place. But it was an Arizona ad, and the ad said, "Runs like beep, no rust, shorty, no windows." Oh, so anyway, I called the gentleman up and I said, hey, what's the story on this, and what does, run like beep mean? And he says, well, it runs, but you got to keep one foot on the brake and the other throttling it to keep it alive. And I'm like, but it runs. And he said, yes. I said, well, I'm coming from Tampa, Florida to get it. Would you go $1,100 for it? And he says, beep, man, you're coming from Tampa? I'll go $1,100 on it. So I said, totally cool, I'm coming to get it. Sold. Don't sell it out for me, I'm on the way. So then I called my friend UFO Joe, and I said, hey man, I need a huge favor. And he says, whatever your favor is, you got it. And I said, no. You got to hear this favor first, bro. He goes, all right, we're doing it. What is it? I said, I need a ride out to Tucson, Arizona to pick up a van. And he said, I'll be at your house in 2 hours. So sure enough, he came on over and we drove on out to pick up Lucky. Now, of course, there's a lot of body work done as far as dents and things. This gentleman over here named Sonny, which is my son, but he helps me work on my vans. So he gets in, stuff, how to put in bubble windows, how to do even like sunroofs, body work. He pulls dents, grinds them out, Bondo, even mixes it, everything, sands it. It's perfect. I would say better than me, and I've been doing this beep crap for years. So fast forwarding though, through here, we were driving it from Tucson over to Tampa, and man, this thing ran and drove, didn't leak a single drop. And we're on CB radios, and I'm like, man, this thing is really lucky. I mean, we made it through 2 states already, didn't leak anything, and then it hit me. This one's going to be called Lucky. So sometimes the name for your van is kind of from the van, or it finds you, or you find it. But anyway, so that's how Lucky was made. Next, we stopped at a gas station in New Mexico, and there was a t-shirt that looked kind of cartoonish, and it had a guy gambling on it. He wasn't a skeleton, but he had a guy gambling on it, and he had just a lady behind him. And there's a little bit of a story there, like Lady Luck is backing him up. So anyway, I took this to Airbrush Art in St. Pete, and the gentleman's name's Eric, and I kind of said, hey, I want to transform the t-shirt into a mural. And of course, you're welcome to run with it a little bit. If you want to add some other stuff with it, whatever you want to do, but its name's Lucky, and I want a lot of Lucky stuff on it. And I said, I'll even do you a little bonus if we can get my jacket in it, because we all have, we all have our favorite jean jackets, or leather, or So we got the van back to at least Tampa. Of course, me and my son went to work on it. We gutted the whole interior. We got everything. We pressure washed it from the inside out, really, and then started doing all the work to get the body straight. We got it painted, which, if we had a decent flashlight, this color is actually like a root beer brown. But because we're in an overcast, you're not really seeing the real color. It looks more black. But anyway, the root beer brown is really cool in the sun. And then, of course, at night or in a shadow, it's black as the ace of spades. After we got the base coat on, we took it over to the Airbrush Art, and he shot the mural. After he shot the mural, we brought it on home, and I said, we're doing the clear coat, because you take it to another shop and they do the clear coat. I'm not going to say you can't trust somebody to do clear coat, but sometimes they call the dust coat a layer. So they'll say, oh yeah, we did, you know, 3 coats of clear on it. Well, wait a minute, your first one was a dust coat. I don't count dust coat, okay? So anyway, we did about 6 or 8 layers of clear around this whole van, from the roof through the rain gutter to, you know, everything on this is just thick, thick, thick coat. Okay, yeah, so here we go. We got, back when I was 16, so we got to really date back here without showing my age. But here it was, I was 16, I had my favorite wheels in the whole world, and they were called hammers. And of course, we're fast forwarding, you know, 20, 30 years, you're never going to find them. Okay, they're gone. But I ended up finding my favorite wheels in the whole world, the hammers, and they happen to be the dream size, or 15 by 8.5, and they were $180 on Craigslist. Now, of course, they didn't look like that. They were that aluminum pitted, you know, blah, 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 blah. So yes, a little bit of sanding, that little bit of just one coat of a little polish, because I didn't want them to be overly shiny. I just wanted them to look like aluminum. Moving on to running boards, these are from Schiller's. Schiller's, if you're a Tampa local, is a like overstock in old wood. They buy out like wood estates and various other old items. So there's tons of old stuff there. But these old 2x8s were only $15 a board. You will never find that. That's like a $70 board for like peanuts. Okay, around here, there's a lot of like just little lucky stuff here and there. We have a little horseshoe just for a little bit of fun on the exhaust tip. Another one there. We have, oh yeah, we have an extra gas tank. You got your 5-gallon jerry can. The spare tire.
How does that work?
Yes, there's a little secret to that. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so the jerry can, instead of just being your regular 5 gallons on it, I have ran a solenoid up to the dash. So let's say you're driving along and, oh, you know, your E-light comes on. You're like, oh man, I'm out of gas. Well, in this van, you can hit the old toggle switch and it auto drains your 5 gallons into your gas tank. So it's for free. So you can get another, I don't know, maybe 80 miles out of the 5 gallons there.
Spare.
Yep. Of course, we got the spare tire. This, the spare tire, well, this is another story. Okay, I hope you got a couple minutes. So I ended up buying a parts van to fix this one up. It was $350. The parts van had a tire rack, the spare tire cover, the rear wing, the bubble windows, we'll get around to that, the front sun visor, as well as a couple of interior panels and various other things, like any wire on that was over 12 feet long was cut out and used in this one to run speakers, to run some of the lights, the disco ball, which you'll see in a minute. But so I got a lot of those wires out of it, all these parts off it, and I still managed to sell, to scrap the old van for $190. That van was a home run for parts, home run.
You can tow.
Well, the tow hitch is, yeah, there isn't too much to tell there, but there is a hidden backup camera in it, so that you're pretty much impossible to back into your backup camera. And of course, it's positioned to where you can't see these in reverse. So when you hit reverse, you don't see the walls, you just see the perfect panoramic view. We're running down this side. It's pretty much the same as the other side. The image is flipped, so there is a little bit of creativity there. I also limited him to only the 2 colors. So most murals, people go crazy with them and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I told him, hey, all I really want is 2 colors. Do you think you can do it? You only get black and white and then your grays. And he you know, he's thinking about it and he's looking at it. He goes, you know, I can do that. So sure enough, now I don't want to talk prices and get him in trouble here, but he's $1,000 aside for a van. The front hood's, I think, $300, and the back spare tire is $300. The prices, to me, I mean, that's unbelievable. But he said, you can do the entire side of the van. I don't care what you put on it. The whole side is $1,000. I said, well, I'm not doing the whole thing. But fast forwarding, we get around to the front. We got a little bit of stuff here, updated mirrors. Only because the original mirrors that came with it were like a, I don't know, 4 by 10 inch. And I personally, you can't see anything out of them. man, when you're looking over at that tiny mirror, it's like you're looking in like a carnival funplex mirror, and you can't even see what's over there. So anyway, I got these mirrors off the parts van, mind you, and got those on. The front visor, or sun visor, as you already know, came with that parts van for $350. The hood, as I was describing him even to shoot it, was just like a little spot. You know, just kind of say Lucky in the middle, but run with it if you want. So sure enough, you know, he jazzed it all up so it looks good. Around here, the front grille and the condenser, and I got 2 interior panels for $150 from a gentleman with the van he was parting out. So I landed on a home run there. You know, the van comes with that kind of plastic grill, but I think I got the dream grill for like excellent dough. Down here on my license plate, this also came with the parts van, but I had my girlfriend, Anselma, she came over, took it off, and put it on this van. So I like putting her to work every now and then, you know, get her kind of in the van spirit. And we can move on to some of the interior stuff. It's a little bit of a transformer in there, so be prepared. Okay, in here we just talked about getting the panels, but I got those 2 panels and that grill and the condenser, which this for 1978, the gentleman that originally purchased this, if you think back, 1978, this guy bought this van and got the AC package, I think it's called a trim saddle seat package, and a no windows shorty. I mean, 1978, somebody wanted this exact van, and of course here it is, you know, 30, 40 years later. It ended up with you know, the dream vanner who wanted to fix her up and resurrect it. Instead of having the radio in the regular radio spot, I ended up putting in the switch box. The switch box operates everything from like disco ball to fog lights to the DVD player or the TV, you know, several things. All right, on the inside we have the old 80s, 90s equalizer. So I don't know when the last time you guys saw an equalizer is, but anyway, none of the kids know what this is. But you got the old EQ booster, of course your radio, and everybody's got to have a CB. I mean, if you got a van and you don't have a CB, well, you must have like just got your van last week. But anyway, and after all that, we didn't run through some of the switches, but we got we have the rotating swivel seat, which is not just any rotating swivel seat. This seat, well, I just did the other piece, but this one rotates, and you can switch. Let it climb in here, and we can tilt, remove it. That way, if you're parked, you're camping, whatever, you can jump in it as is. Let's say you want to pull the dog cover. You don't even have to get out in the rain or mess with crap or whatever. You can just throw that little lever, you remove, and now you can just pull off your doghouse. No tools required. Seat removal. Okay, fast forwarding through some of this stuff if you like. We ran through, and I was thinking, I have a lot of shag in my other van, you know, but this one, I wanted like diamond tuck. I wanted it to be that little bit more, the 70s, 80s, more original, tough looking. The van came with 2 of these panels. They were like 4x8 panels through here. And I was like, man, I just got to keep that old paneling. You can't let it go. It's just, you won't get it again. They quit making that stuff in the 80s, you know. Anybody that has it today, you got a gold mine. So I figured, what can I make out of that stuff? So I ended up making my kind of little transformer station here. I got an old dog bowl for my sink. I have an old mag flashlight, which is my fill tube. So I have about a 2.5 gallon fresh water and then a 2.5 gallon gray water. And here I have my stove. So I got my little 2-burner stove and stuff. So if you want to just cook or boil up some water or, you know, do some various stuff. So you got your stove, sink. That's a can opener. A Lucky can. Oh, yeah, we'll get into Lucky here in a sec. There's more stuff there. Here I have my cooler, so you can do just a couple of sodas. And if you're road tripping, you can take this and put it between the seats. And with it between the seats, you can now just grab a cooler, soda or something whenever you like. Also, you can sit on that if you're cooking something on the stove. You also got a little stool to sit on. Then over here we have the, I don't even know how we describe this. We'll call this an emergency toilet. So this one you can just do kitty litter, sawdust, you know, it's an emergency type deal. But if you have to, you do go, you know, go. And then it's a Walmart bag, so you can just zip it up and toss it when you're done. Over here as we get through it, we'll make a little space. Got my jack. Oh yeah, I already said that in the beginning, but I'm a member of the Tampa Bay Boogie Vans. So they're an awesome group. If you live in the Tampa area, by all means, you can hit them up. Sean is the club president, so he's super awesome. You know, it's a good group of guys. And we'll get back to some of the stories on this little stuff. So this is the older Dodge octagon table. And when you get into some of the details, it's got the little dice on it here. And the little dice on it all equal 7. So any way you want to turn it, the 2 dice add to 7, or 11, I'm sorry, because that's, you know, 7, 11. Okay, and then this actually hangs on this door. If you're camping or you're doing things and you want the space in your van, you can open this up and hang it on your door for your space in here. Okay, so in here I was trying to figure out a way that I could get some space to haul stuff, as well as get space to see it, you know, sit everywhere, and like a bed. But you can't get all that in a van. Like there's too many things, man. You just said too many things. But I ended up getting a good setup here. This can go in your storage or anywhere you like. I got my switch here, so I do this one. And up here, you could take this. This also hangs back here for a curtain bar. I'll show you in a second here. Then this folds down, and you have a little mini pillow, if you want pillow. Up here, you got instant Murphy bed, and then around here can be your TV. So you get your DVD player or whatever, some TV, and you got your Murphy bed pull-out. If you get up at night or whatever, and you're wanting like little stuff out of cabinets, you have cabinets here. The inside of the cabinets are 1978 newspaper. So if you could believe it or not, I found 1978 newspaper and did the inside of the cabinets. And I guess we could head to the back. We could show a little bit of that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a little bit of a transformer. Oh yeah, there's Lucky stuff almost everywhere you look. I set up just Lucky items, you know, 4-leaf clovers to dice to obviously horseshoes, you know, horseshoe. Lucky rabbit's feet. There's a little bit of everything in here. If it's Lucky, it's probably in here. 777s, you know, 13s, which might be unlucky for some people. Okay, so on the back, I got some of my Lucky stuff. We got the Lucky Ladybug even, which was a trip to North Carolina even. A Lucky bullet. Okay, I better stop with Lucky stuff. There's Lucky stuff all over it. But here, you know, it's a good spot to hang your jacket. And when traffic's behind you, other stuff's behind you, boom, you know, you get to see that even through the window. But I mean, there's Lucky stuff everywhere. You could probably go on for days about Lucky stuff everywhere on this thing. You know, it's Lucky. But I'd have to say I definitely appreciate some of the guys, even from, you know, Eric, Airbrush Art, for doing the mural. We got John Crawford out of Tampa who did the seats. Even my girlfriend, you know, doing like license plate, and she helps do other things, you know, from cleaning it to everything and bossing me around, you know. I keep her busy too. And of course my son, Sonny, for helping with all my vans really. He's helped put in drive shafts, he's helped me with everything. Not just body work, he helps me on house stuff, you know. Anyway, yeah, my son's a good boy. But other than that, we got to give some appreciation to you guys. So, you know, thank you, JJLightning, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are totally awesome. But A plus to the vanning, you know, and vanning community. You know, it's good stuff, good people. So if you're even thinking about van life, or you're thinking about, hey, should I go out and hang out with these guys, or are they cool? Yeah, come on out, man. I mean, believe it or not, a lot don't smoke or drink. Some do, some don't, whatever. But I probably know 8 people here. We don't smoke, we don't drink, we just come out. Hey, what'd you do to your van in the last 6 months? Oh, I did this, this, and this. Oh, no way, well, I did this or changed my wheels. So it's a good group of guys, good group of everything, and hey, it's fun. So come on out if you feel like doing some vanning, and we're everywhere, we're in every state. But thank you guys, and thank you JJLightning for everything.
Good. All right, best Dodge was number 4, yep. Wes with the Lucky van. There he is.
All right, Lucky. Get lucky. There you go, over here now. Okay, good. Gotcha.
Cool, thank you.